Friendly greetings again, it's me, Torley, and if there is something you should know about me, it's that I love transitions. That means in dance tracks, not just crossfading them to mix A to B, but whooshes and cymbals and all sorts of things. I even ranted about it in my blog, goodness gracious, that's how much of a sample nut I am for these transitions. Well, I was so pleased recently to learn from record.org. Let me go over here for a moment. This is Ronnie said, it's great. You got to check this out. Daily I read this, I read Synthtopia, and to stay on top of what's going on. It's just fantastic. So he did a review on it. It's a great review. I recommend reading it. Check out his take. I bet the Loopmasters and Wave Alchemy guys were happy about this. So Wave Alchemy by Steve Heath and Dan Byers. And I've talked with Dan a bit, asked him for inspiration, his stories of inspiration on how he made these sounds. I was so glad to see this because it's kind of rare. There's a lot of sound-alike sample collections. There's a lot of ones which don't go too diverse, but this one I felt it had a really eclectic quality. There were several things that stood out about it for me, heads and shoulders above the rest, so to speak. So one thing, of course, would be the price. It's 45 pounds there. It's like $66 US or so, and I think that's very reasonable. I also think it's great that there's specs PDF. You can download this. It'll tell you exactly what's in here. More so, if you download the free samples, it gives you something like not just 5 or 10. I was expecting that because other Loopmasters stuff, when I was checking out the free samples, they give you maybe 5 to 10. I was like, that's not enough to make an informed buying decision in most cases. But this, they give you like, it was something like 50, I forget. So I was like, wow, that's a really generous selection. So they sum it up here, what it is, 1.5 gigabytes of these whooshes and whirls and cymbals. And they span the gap from really natural stuff that's kind of warped into a sideways reality. It's bizarre and tweaked to things that are video game related. Like if you like Commodore SID stuff, arcade noises, there's a combination of those. And what's really cool is above, they give you wave samples, so you can drag these standard sound files into just about any audio editor and edit them. This was really cool. And on top of that, as you can see, they provide different sampler formats, so you can audition them in banks like this. Like that. I'm gonna go a little more on that later. Notice how it just sustains. And I can just lift off like that. I can change that. That's in Contact. That's what I have running in Ableton Live. So as you can see with Contact, I've basically have access in these directories to each one of the categories. And each one of them is mapped to, each one of the sounds is mapped to a single key. So there it is. Now, one complaint I did have, one concern, was that many of them do have delay. It doesn't make them unusable because at club tracks, I've noticed that chances are, yeah, you're probably going to end up at a tempo close to that. Or if you are a little bit off, even it can add a richness and a thickness similar to chorus or flanging can do. And so I wrote about this, and Dan was very nice. He offered to send me some dry sounds, and that's exactly what he did. So I made an informed buying decision, and I love that. I love supporting products, and I cannot emphasize this enough. I love supporting products that are made by wicked, cool people who are really nice, really there to help you out. Some other company sound packs, I didn't buy them, and they shall go anonymous because they weren't helpful to me. End of story. So with this, I could check out different cymbals, and there's a lot of lovely processing on them, so you don't have to use your own outboard effects. You can use further ones, and I've done that in my own production so far. I've made 3 or 4 tracks using them, and I hope to review and share those because it's been great fun. I'm playing them fast enough so you can't rip them. But seriously, in context, what we have here is, don't let me shift a window. That's a little bad. I want to just close this out for a bit, and let's play this track. This is one of the tracks I composed, and it's my wife's lovely voice. So we'll play these. That's not cowbell, it's like a sharp cymbal. Now let's get into the downlifters. Grave in a box. The pitch wheel works so you can change it. How about some impacts? And let's open the track up. And keep in mind, I did use some of these in this track, so you might hear noises. They're like, hey, that sounds similar. There we go. Turn out a loop. So easy. Stabs and acid. Let's see here. Some of these need to be key matched, but classic house. Now my track's evolving. It's going on. You can hear what more of it sounds like live. Oh yeah! I love that. It's hard to miss. See, these textures, I think they're lower. They're more settled. I think. There we go. So let's stop that for a moment. Nope. And let's play some of those textures raw, because you can appreciate the subtleties in them. Oh, that's got a lovely crackle. And let's cap this off with some of the uplifters. I love that. I love uplifting, inspirational stuff. Here we go. So it helps to get a feel for them, how long they are, so you know where their amplitude is maxed out. Build that. Let's see here. I love that one. And there's a part we get time the stream. So normally you'd let it up where at the beginning of the 8-bar section, but you can do whatever you damn well please. Dance music. Be creative, you know? Do another. Lot of fun. So that's a taste of that SFX collection by Wave Alchemy. Check it out. I'm really excited, and it's added to my treasured precious zoo of really, really beloved software instruments and sound samples. You're looking for a little pick-me-up? You gotta get this one.